All right, welcome to the YouTube channel. I have a special guest. This is Tyson. He's VP of Marketing and Sales. Let's talk about the 5.0. Everybody on this channel has watched me build numerous arrows, Tyson, like tons. And honestly, when I'm building an arrow, I kind of want autonomy. When I say autonomy, I mean like I don't want to be stuck with a heavier projectile because of the GPI.
Well, you and I both. I mean,
you're 27.5-inch draw.
27.5-inch draw. I'm only
27.
And I'm shooting 70 pounds. I think you're shooting 80. So yeah.
So this is a 340 spine guy, and this is a 300 spine guy. A lot of you are 300, and some of you like even drop down to 250 and 200s to make some crazy arrows, which is cool. I'm all for like that. I feel like no one's gonna build your arrow with more thought and detailed as you. So I promote people to buy blank shafts and build them up. And we have this shaft that's been in the work for 10 years.
10 years.
And you've hunted with this arrow for the last 2 seasons.
That's right.
And I only got to hunt Montana with this arrow. But this is it, guys. This is the all-new Easton 5.0. We had Cody over here. We dropped that video. Well, this is Cody's boss. So we are going to talk to Cody's boss today about the 5.0. What's your thoughts just hunting with it for the last 2 years, putting down a lot of critters?
I mean, for me, it's speed, right? I've told you before, and we talked in the podcast, trajectory is accuracy. For me, I want to shoot flat and fast.
Will you say that again? I like that.
Trajectory is accuracy.
Trademark Tyson, VP of Sales Marketing. Easton.
TM with a circle, is that right?
I like that.
But no, I mean, when you're shooting fast, it gives you some versatility in the field. And we talk on the podcast as well. When you're hunting, it's all everything surrounding that one opportunity that you fight 3, 4, 5 days in the elk woods to get that opportunity. And for me, this just removes one variable. It's, hey, I ranged him and he was at 40. He took 5 or 6 steps. He's probably 45, 43. If I'm shooting a heavier arrow, I might be tempted to range him again.
You need to re-range. You might have to even dial if you don't have enough pens, but you've just cost yourself seconds.
And you've cost yourself movement.
So do you want to punch your tag? And this is a hunting channel. I'm not a professional archer. I'm not into target archery. I'm into bow hunting, man.
Sure.
And to me, I think we as bow hunters need to practice those in-between yardages. We always go to like 40 and 50 and all these even numbers that will never shoot an animal at 40.
No.
Or it's always 41 and a half. Or the last thing you ranged that tree was 43 and you're guessing he's 45-ish.
Well, and that's why, even when I practice, I'm shooting 40 yards. I know it's 44. I know it's 45. I'm putting my 40-yard pin where I want to hit and then seeing where I hit. Because that gives me confidence when I am hunting. And now with the 5.0, I'm watching that distance be a few inches. That's nothing to worry about. I mean, in the heat of a hunting situation, you're going to move more than a few inches just because of your nerves. So to me, that trajectory piece, that speed downrange, it's super important on this arrow.
All right, so you are 340.
Yep.
7.8 GPI.
7.5 GPI.
7.5? Okay, let's break my arrow down and then we'll break yours. So this is what I killed that Montana bull with. We're running the 300. We said it was 8.4 GPI. We put a brass hidden insert.
Oh, got it.
We broke off 25, so it's a 75-50. And we put in 50 grains, and then we put this collar over the top. I love a collar in the hit. To me, that's the best marriage in the business.
100% it's the best marriage in the business. It strengthens up the front of the arrow, it gives you a little added weight, but it really makes the front of that arrow more durable.
Okay, so that's my, and then the length, I cut them as short as I can where it's not, touching the blades of the QAD, but it's close.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna have a broad head that's gonna be cutting my fingers or anything like that, but I cut them short as possible. Sure. You do the same.
I do the same.
All right. And then I throw a different knock in, but that's just me because it's the certain strings and the certain serving.
One thing with this arrow we haven't really talked about yet is it is coming with a new knock.
Do I have it? I think I do. No,
so it's the new 5mm Easton Micro-Like knock. It's got a whole new design. I think they're awesome. We've got great feedback just internally as we've sent these out. People are loving them.
Okay.
So that is one added benefit to this new arrow as well.
I want to weigh this collar. I want to say it's close to 16 grains.
They vary in weight depending on the size.
So this is a number...
Probably a number 2. Yeah.
Survey says...
18.
18, and then 50, so that's 68 plus 125. To me, that's got a FOC of over 15%.
Certainly.
Which is I kind of like to come in at 15 as my minimum. I'm not looking for 27%, nothing crazy.
But you know, my opinion on those real high FOC things is I tell people that if it really works, why don't we see it in target archery? I'm in, I shoot a little bit of target archery. I'm no professional, but I go to a lot of tournaments. Those guys aren't running that high of FOC.
Sure.
And if they could get on the podium by running 27,
they would.
47, whatever percent FOC, they would.
Yeah. I had a guy message me on Instagram yesterday, literally telling me he needed to get his FOC up. And I was like, okay, well, where are you at? And he's like, I'm at 17%. And I'm like,
you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Settle down. Guys, if anything we tell you, just go test and vet for yourself. That's like ultimately you got to test your own vane configuration. You got to test all these components. But I like a hit. I like a collar.
Yeah.
I also like half outs. Those are cool. You guys have 2 half out offerings that you can order. One is aluminum,
yes,
and the other is steel. What are the differences?
Well, the main difference is weight.
What do we got?
So you've got a 55 grain and a 75 grain, and that's the match grade half out.
Okay.
So it's the O-ring for fitment is very crucial for a half out. One of the issues you can have with a half out is not having perfect alignment.
Yeah.
And if you get a little bit of play in there, a little bit of wobble, especially if you put a fixed broadhead on the front of it.
I do.
Now you're going to create a little bit of an accelerated issue on, you got a whole nother set of steering wheels on the front of it that are now just slightly offline with the rest of your arrows. So that fitment ring secures and solidifies a zero tolerance fit every time.
Okay, so total arrow weight was 442. FOC was just over 15%. I'm kind of running a 2-piece component, 125 in the front. I'm running just some typical AE hybrid HPs. I like hybrids.
Yeah.
Hybrids, 26s, whatever you want.
They fly quiet too.
They do. It's just a good, so this is kind of my setup. Your 340, 7.5 GPI, what did you run in the front end of your arrow?
So I have just the aluminum head. I'm like kind of super on the lightweight side of things.
15?
It weighs 15 grains. I have the collar, same size collar as you, so 18 and then just 100 grain head or field point.
Okay, so maybe 150 or just a little under up front.
Yeah.
Total arrow weight.
I think it was 383. I took it on a whitetail hunt again, 2 weeks ago, and solid pass through on a mature doe. So I mean, it's still hitting hard, and I think we joked a little bit on the podcast. I killed a lot of stuff with a 40-pound bow, so I think it's still hitting plenty hard. I'm still grouping them pretty well. I'm going to probably play around this year with a little bit more weight up front and get that FOC up to that 16-ish% range. But for now, I mean, I've had good luck with it, and I really just wanted to see how light I could get it and how fast I could shoot it, especially as a short draw guy.
Ways to bump up weight in the front. Super easy. So you have the classic aluminum hit.
Yep.
At 15-ish grains. You have the brass break off at 50 or 75 if you don't break it off. The collar is at or around 18 grains. You could go from a 100 grain broadhead to a 125 or a 150 and still run the aluminum.
Absolutely.
And a collar. You can try so many different things. So if you have a number in mind, you can get it, test it, and then decide after vetting all your setups, shoot them all, and kind of find your sweet spot.
And one thing to keep in mind as you're adding weight to the front is it is going to change the spine or size of arrow you need to choose. So check out the selection chart. We have an app, an Easton Archery app.
Oh, you do?
It makes it it makes it a little easier if you don't like following the chart,
Sure.
but it's also on our website. There's a chart, but make sure you're watching. If you're looking at the chart, it's in that bottom section of the chart. Make sure you're looking as you add weight up front. What is that doing to need you to get a stiffer arrow?
Finally, we don't have it here, but Tyson, I have killed more bulls with the full metal jacket than any shaft.
Yeah.
Even to this day, there's more bulls I've put on the ground with an FMJ. And when people hear FMJ, they kind of think, what's the word?
I think they think heavy.
Okay, fair. You said it. I was thinking it. But the bottom line is, we're talking about carbon with aluminum jacket. That sucker is straight. That sucker has perfect tolerances. It's a great arrow, and you guys came out with a new and improved FMJ in the 5 mil?
In a 5 mil, it's called the FMJ 5mm Max.
Versus the FMJ Classic.
Yeah, we're referring to the one that's been in the line. I mean, it's been in the line, I believe, for 21 years.
Okay.
A lot of animals have been killed with it. It's been a super successful arrow for us. What we felt like the market was looking for was FMJ technology, which is consistency from arrow to arrow, that exterior aluminum coating, what it does for durability, what it does for strength, what it does for penetration in a hunting situation.
For sure.
I mean, it's awesome, but now it's giving you the option to save about 2 grains per inch per size.
That adds up quick.
I mean, you look at what it could do to, you know, I don't know,
could be
drop
50
grains,
60
grains,
yeah.
you know, on your setup. It's pretty substantial. And if you want to then just take that weight and put it on the front of the arrow and get your FOC up, or if you want to save the weight and go back to our last philosophy of trajectory as accuracy, what I think the FMJ Max is it's that middle of the road. If you're not sure if you like lightweight, you're not sure if you like heavyweight, shoot the new FMJ Max. It's right perfect in the middle for that guy that's in between. And you know, I think archery sometimes is about extremes. You know, you either like super heavy or you like super light. With the FMJ Max, I think it's just that perfect middle ground arrow that's super durable, super consistent arrow to arrow. It's gonna be a great addition to our line.
All right, so when it comes to the match grade, so that's the .001 straightness.
Yep.
When you order that, you will also get what in the front end?
Yeah, so you'll get the hit collar and hit insert on match grade when you order it, whether you're buying it in shafts or buying it in pre-fletched.
So that's included. And if you do get it fletched, it'll be fletched with the hybrid 26s.
That's right.
From AE.
So for us, I mean, match grade is a system.
Yeah.
Right? Match grade isn't just 001. On our FMJ line, everything is 001 straightness. So for us, we're really drifting to where match grade is the entire arrow front to back needs to hit a match grade standard in order to be match grade.
Okay.
So we have top of the line components and a improved vane, and they're always helical fletched as well.
Ooh, how many, like, do you know the degrees?
That's always the magic question. It's 3 degree, but everybody measures it slightly different. When you audit that and see that, okay, I measured it 2.5.
But there's an offset,
Yeah.
bottom line, versus being straight, which is nice. It didn't used to be like that.
I mean, you're a big advocate for building arrows. I like building arrows. I think it's fun. If you don't like it, you just want something out of the box.
Some people don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time, not interested in it. If you want something that's out of the box solid, just get the match grade version. You're gonna have an upgraded vane. It's what a lot of people are fletching with aftermarket anyway. And they're all through the same color vane, which is pretty cool. I think that gives it a little bit of a higher end look. You fletch yours that way. I've always fletched mine the same color because I think it looks better. But that's how they're coming out of the box from the factory.
That's cool.
And again, all of our products are made in the USA and fletched in the USA. So our fletching facility is in Indiana, and the arrows are manufactured in Utah. So that fletching occurs right here in the USA as well.
Guys, let me know. We're thinking about going down to Utah TAC. We got the dates on lock, and your factory's there. I feel like I could come down a day early, get that camera probably in places you don't want it, and check out a full factory tour. So comment below if you want to see a factory tour in 2025. Everything is sourced and made in the States. Nobody else can say that. And Tyson, you flew in here today just to talk some smack to my audience. So if there was any takeaway from our conversations today, it is that trajectory is accuracy, especially for us short draw guys. We don't have that long draw energy. Where should people get these arrows?
At your pro shop. I mean, support your local dealer. These guys are the backbone of archery. They've got technical knowledge there. They know archery like no one else. So go to your local pro shop, check them out. If you're curious on specs, we do post that on our website. You can go to eastonarchery.com and check out the specs. The other thing I want the audience to know, like you mentioned, Easton is made in the USA. We do it with American labor, and we're very proud of that. And we hope at the end of the day to sell to you confidence that our arrows are made here and that they're consistent. Thanks, guys.
Separation's in the preparation. We'll catch you on the next one.